For our next story, let's stay on health. Growing old has many upsides, but it also comes with a number of health concerns. A big downside is high risk of developing cancer. Increasingly, age is a key risk factor. It has been well documented. But now a new study, the largest of its kind, puts more weight on this grim trend. It says cancer in people under the age of 50 is becoming more common. And how? Cancer cases in the under 50s increased by about 80%, 80% increase. And this happened in the last 3 decades, the world over. More than 1 million people below the age of 50 are dying of cancer every year, and this could increase by another 21% by 2030. What's behind these distressing numbers? Our next report tells you.
The world is contending with a disease that's growing as rapidly and silently as a tumor. And now it's preying on the young. We're talking about cancer. As people grow older, the risk of developing cancer increases. Advanced age has been considered a significant risk factor. But now research says even the young aren't safe, and people under 50 are increasingly becoming susceptible to the deadly disease. According to a new study, the number of under 50 people being diagnosed with cancer has risen by 79% in the past 3 decades the world over. Cancer occurring in adults between 18 to 49 years is known as early onset cancer. In 1990, global cases of early onset cancer stood at 1.82 million. In 2019, they increased to 3.26 million. It's important to note one thing here. There has been a 40% rise in the total population in the past 3 decades. But even so, a rise of about 80% is alarming. And that's not all. Not only the cases, but the deaths are increasing too. Over 1 million under 50 people are dying of cancer annually. That's a 27% increase in 3 decades. Where were the highest death tolls seen? They were linked to breast, windpipe, lung, stomach, and bowel cancers. But while the young across the world are being diagnosed, like most diseases, it's not equally spread. The highest incidence rates were in North America, Oceania, and Western Europe. This study is the largest of its kind, but it isn't the first to show this trend. Cancer records from 44 countries agree with this. They found early onset cancer rising rapidly for 14 types of cancers. Windpipe and prostate cancers rose the fastest by about 2% for each. Breast cancer is the most common type among the under 50. There were 13.7 cases per 100,000 people in 2019, with an increase seen in many middle to high-income nations. The question is, what's behind this substantial rise in cases? Experts are still in the early stages of understanding the reasons. They say, much like in cancer cases in older people, genetic factors play a part here. But apart from that, they point to one factor: lifestyle choices. It's a broad issue. It includes poor diets, alcohol and tobacco use, and physical inactivity. Experts predict that ultra-processed foods are likely to blame as well. High blood sugar and excess weight also raises the risk of cancer. In fact, studies say that obesity increases the risk of 13 types of cancer. While this news is distressing, cancer still largely remains a disease of the old. Cancer in people under 50 may be increasing, but it's still fairly uncommon. 9 in 10 of all cancers affect people over 50. So while there's no reason to panic, both the young and the old can take steps to reduce the risk of cancer, like reducing smoking, maintaining a balanced diet, getting enough exercise, and protecting yourself while out in the sun. Studies are still unraveling the full scope of the problem, but they do say that no one is completely safe.